What's up, everybody? It is Worm Wednesday. We're going to start in the purple VermiBag that used to house nothing but my European night crawlers. Now it's got some Euros and a lot of red wigglers in it. I fed these guys a little bit on Friday before we went out of town on Saturday. So let's see how they're doing. There's a Euro that ain't looking great. It's covered in some kind of mite. He might have perished. So yeah, I fed these guys. Look at all of those worms. Holy majoli. There's a banana peel, some corn. I don't know what else I put in here. I'm probably not gonna feed these guys. This is like the first even little halfway feeding I'd given them. Well, they don't have a whole lot of food. Some banana peels. Look at that. I will tell you that I have had these red wigglers now for about a week. And these dudes, they go straight to eating. When I put Euros in this bag the first time, they spent 3 or 4 days trying to crawl out. These red worms just immediately started eating. It was a big, huge difference than what happened with the Euros. I was super impressed by that. So yeah, I definitely think for composting, the red wigglers and the Africans are the way to go. Now for bait, I love these big guys right here. That's a good bait-sized worm right there. Yeah, I think that one worm that was laid out on top was dead or dying. He was covered in little bugs, some kind of little bug that was eating him. There's a Euro right there. I'll save him. I'm going fishing Saturday. So yeah, I may give these guys a slice of pumpkin or something, but that'll be it. And some more bedding. So that's it for that bag. Let's move on to the next. All right, so this is a peek inside the VermiBag Mammoth. Again, I fed these guys just a little bit. And look at all of these daggum worms in here. There is a boatload of red wigglers. And in this bin as well, or this bag, when we put them in here, they immediately came to the top and started eating. It was way different than what I expected to happen, but it was awesome. Sorry, the dog's trying to come in the garage, so I'm gonna let her in. Come on in, lady. I want to say that one thing I found out is these VermiBags, until they get a lot of moisture in them, are hard to keep moist. So I have a lot of these priority flat rates coming in. I get a lot of them. I use a lot of them when I send out stuff. Just putting them over the top, just like that, helps hold that moisture in. When I opened this bag up yesterday, when I got back from out of town, it was actually wet under there. So that was a surprise to see that thing helped it hold water so much. I've only fed this one like that one time right here, and it was just a little bit of food. I may put some pumpkin down on the other end tonight, but we'll see how I feel about it. All right, guys, so that's that. Let's move on to the Africans. So here we are with the African Nightcrawler bag. I'm trying to get the light better here. This is the bag that I started with 16 ounces of material. There's worms in here, and they are working it over. This is the bag that I showed last week on Worm Wednesday, where I thought I would have enough food in here for 2 weeks. Right there is right where I put that pumpkin. and every bit of it is gone. These guys are just churning through the food, churning through the bedding. I am really impressed with the amount that these guys can eat. The bag's a little dry, especially on the sides. I've just had this wet t-shirt over it. I'm gonna put the old faithful priority mailer over it tonight to help keep it moist. So let me get these guys fed up and we will go from there. Okay, so I'm back with these piggy African night crawlers. I decided I'm gonna give them another hunk of pumpkin about the size of my hand there. I don't know. I mean, I thought it would take these guys forever to devour the last piece, but they got through it in a week. I expected it to take them 2. I will put some wet bedding as well as some grit on here before I zip this up. But I'm trying to update all 3 bags tonight just to get everything going. So I'm going to move on to the red wigglers now. Okay, so I'm going to feed this offhand side of the VermiBag Mammoth. The side I didn't feed last week, or the other day before we left. I mean, it's dried out. The cardboard's dry, but this other stuff is wet. There are worms on this side, even though I've never put any food on over here. So they're obviously eating the bedding as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some food in here and I'm gonna layer this whole thing up with wet bedding. I have neglected bedding in all of my systems for a while. So I'm gonna really go through and rectify that. What is that? That is I don't know exactly what that is. We'll see. So that's a pretty good feeding there. I'm gonna go through and put wet bedding all throughout everything. But I wanted to put some stuff over this just so it maybe won't attract bugs while it's still frozen. So while I got y'all looking at that, I do want to say that I have been neglecting bedding and I am going to fix that. I whipped up a big old batch of it the other day. So I think how I'm going to do my updates is once a week correction. I'm going to put these bags on a 3-week rotation. And then I'll show you my bait worms once a month. So you will see each bag and my bait bucket experiment once a month, because I think it gets kind of boring watching the same updates on the same systems every month when there really isn't that much to running these bags. So that's what I think I'm going to do. But I got this last bag open here. This was the first one that I opened earlier. There's still some food in there, but there's lots of worms, so I'm going to give these guys a big old hunk of pumpkin too. Again, about the size of my hand. Cover this up with some existing castings and bedding. This one has this plastic or cardboard mailer cover over it. It's not holding moisture good enough. I'm going to put some bubble mailers that I actually received stuff in the mail today with in there and just let this become bedding. But that's the update for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was a little bit hectic. My 5-year-old daughter, who we all admire so much in my worm videos, was screaming for her daddy. So I had to run up there and take care of her. But I came back to finish it out for you. All right, you guys, have a good night, and I will see you next week.